Chinese telecom giant Huawei. Today's snub comes as the U.S. rushes to build out its own 5G network as cheaply as possible without the help of the leader in the race to 5G and a top target on the administration's suspected spy list. If you're wondering what Huawei must think about all of this, wonder no more. Joining us live, Huawei's Chief Security Officer, Andy Purdy. Welcome to the show, Andy. Thanks for coming on.
My pleasure.
Oh, are you surprised you didn't get an invite?
Well, there's one invitation that we would like to receive, and that would be an invitation for a transparency initiative in the United States.
Meaning?
Let's have open bake-off. Let's have open competition so we can see the facts of which equipment's better. And let's have closed-door sessions where each telecom equipment provider comes in and answers tough questions from government and private sector experts about what we're doing for assurance and transparency. That kind of transparency initiative would help make America greater.
Well, I like that. That's a great speech that you just opened up with, but President Trump has deemed you guys, Huawei, a security threat. How do you view this 5G meeting when your company is excluded? And you know why? Because the president feels that there are all kinds of backdoors within the Huawei equipment, and national security people do too.
Well, I think the position of the United States has been they're afraid that in the future, Huawei would be forced by the China government to implant backdoors. This is all part of the geopolitical competition between the U.S. and China, and unfortunately, the U.S., rather than emphasizing the need for a technology industrial policy, is instead trying to hurt China by hurting Huawei, and we're not thinking about the negative consequences to tens of thousands of American jobs.
Let me ask you point blank, Andy, has Huawei ever gathered secret or proprietary information on the U.S. government or U.S. companies that it obtained or derived from electronic surveillance or so-called backdoors built into Huawei equipment?
No, we have not. And in fact, what part of the transparency initiative that this country needs is to have greater visibility on everybody who has access to telecom and mobile operator networks. We have special provisions to make sure that only after written permission and only with every keystroke of the computer logged and recorded, so there's complete visibility of what we access when and what's done with it. That kind of transparency, that kind of assurance is what all companies need to provide so we can prove we're not subject to the undue influence of the China government to turn over data. We can't turn over data we don't have.
Well, you know, one thing is that the United States has said it has evidence that Huawei has been using its equipment to do secret surveillance. Now, there has been no evidence that has been put out there. Is that correct? We're still waiting on that. They would say it is top secret and we can't put it out at the moment.
Well, actually, I've never really heard that allegation. But recently, they've said that we created some capability that is actually controlled by the telecom and mobile operators to be able to get access. There's no evidence of that. They allegedly declassified the information. They've allegedly given it to the UK and other countries in Europe. And basically, the question is, where's the beef? If it's unclassified, turn it over.
Would you say this is all just political, then, from where you sit?
I think there's a geopolitical issue between the U.S. and China that for years the U.S. has been unhappy with what China's been doing. And so because of this, there's a bipartisan effort to say, enough, China. We've had enough. And so I think the U.S. is bending over backwards and taking the chance of hurting Americans more than Huawei in their effort to fight against China. So that's the context that's affecting everything.
Well, earlier this week, the federal judge who was looking at this one lawsuit that Huawei had filed, basically, you guys were challenging the federal ban of the company. The judge threw it out saying, you know what, Congress has the right to ban any outside contractor that it doesn't want doing the work. So maybe this just comes down to, yeah, we're not picking you guys, even though, of course, you have huge smartphone market share. You're top globally when it comes to China. You're only beaten out by Samsung, who has 22%. You guys have 18%, followed by Apple with 14%.
Well, I'm reminded of President Trump's criticism of Speaker Pelosi and Senator Adam Schiff in trying to give mere allegations that he had committed wrongdoing, basically saying the end is justifying the means and no evidence is necessary. That's what we believe the Federal Communications Commission has done. That's what the U.S. government is doing. They assume that we're bad because we're headquartered in China. In fact, that's our biggest problem. And they will not look at objective evidence to make sure that there are limitations that protect the benefits of technology without hurting Americans. And I hope we can have more sensible conversations, and some statements by the Department of Defense indicate that maybe we can start thinking about the impact, for example, on tens of thousands of American jobs if American companies cannot sell to Huawei. In fact, President Trump tweeted today that America is open for business. Well, hopefully that's going to be true.
Andy Purdy of Huawei, and worked at the Homeland Security Department. It's a pleasure to have you on the show. We afford everybody opportunities to give their side. So thanks for being here, Andy. We hope to see you again.
You're welcome.